Did you know that your success is at the other end of your self doubt? Yes, it is. This is a topic that is rarely addressed in our society today, but it is something that is very, very important, especially for young adults growing up in such a crazy world. It is very important. Self doubt kills dreams. Self doubt kills goals. It keeps us from becoming who we are supposed to be. It keeps us behind. It makes us feel like we are good for nothing. It tells you you are not good enough, you can never do this, you are so insignificant, people are not even interested in you, people are not interested in what you are giving. This can never be you. See the success you are looking at, it can never be you. That is what self-doubt does. We don't even realize it most times, we don't even realize its impact on us. But here is the good news. This mountain is not impassable. It is not something that you cannot overcome. You can scale through it and you can get over it towards the success that you're working for or that you're working towards. And in today's video, we are going to understand the concept of self-doubt, know the causes, what both the deep-rooted and the smoke. Finally, we will come up with strategies to overcome self-doubt. So stay to the end of this video because we have a lot to unpack. The first step in overcoming self-doubt for success is identifying that you actually have this self-doubt. The next thing is to identify the cause of your self-doubt. We will look at the four basic causes, which are the fear of failure, perfectionism, impostor syndrome, and low self-esteem. Now, how do these causes happen to us? Do they just appear in our lives without any cause? The truth is, some of these causes are actually rooted deep in something else. Let's talk about the fear of failure. Maybe you are about to go into something big and you're telling yourself, there is no how this is not going to fail. It is too big. Come on now, it's going to fail. The best way to overcome the fear of failure is to ask yourself, is there even 1% chance of success in this? Sometimes all you need is 1%, not even 99. So when you ask yourself, is there even a glimpse of success in this thing? Fine, let me go into it. So because most times we deal with so much of what if I fail, what if I fail? But we forget to ask ourselves the question of, what if I succeed? What if it works out? What if it works out? So the best way to deal with this when you're going to something big that you feel is, once there is 1% chance of it being a success, go all in, give it your all, don't even hold anything back. Most times failure is deep rooted in something else. Maybe you have failed at a particular thing before. You feel that you are a constant failure. Everything you do in life fails. So you've called yourself a failure. You've decided that you are a failure. But the truth is that you are not. There is this concept of reframing failure, and that is the fact that I failed, but did I learn any lesson from this failure? What happened? What can I pick from it? Whenever I want to go into something newly, I tell myself I just want to fail forward. And what does it mean? It doesn't mean that I'm not going to suck. It doesn't mean that it's not going to be bad. But I am willing to fail. I am willing to let go of my pride and my ego, because we learn a lot more from failure than success. The thing now is to reframe failure as the stepping stones to success instead of the thing that hinders you from success. Anytime that you fail, or the times that you've failed in the past, you go back to those times of failure and you look through them. What did I do? What should I not have done? How should I have done it? I experienced the fear of failure in public speaking. I remember embarrassing myself in front of 3,000 people. It was crazy. And I have this PTSD from that moment till date. And it kept me from wanting to go and talk to people, even when I got speaking engagements and I said I'm not going to do it. But when I decided that this failure should not be here as a failure, but rather it should help me know what I should have done and how I should have done it. And with that, I was able to learn the lessons from it. So today, if you realize that you have the fear of failing, which is rooted in maybe in the past, then you have to go back and pick lessons and see failure as a stepping stone to success. The next cause that we are going to look at is perfectionism. Now, some people are very perfectionist in nature. Like, if it's not perfect, I'm not going to do this. If it's not perfect, I can't put it out there. Come on. Perfectionism is beautiful. I won't lie, it is beautiful. But it is also one thing that keeps us from moving forward. When you are still trying to perfect one thing, someone else has done 10 things already. And sometimes we will do like quality over quantity. But sometimes you need more quantity to actually get better at quality. Perfectionism is not bad in the sense of it, but it is something we need to let go. The goal is not to overcome it, but rather to balance the expectation of perfection, the expectation of reality, knowing that, okay, yes, there is some chances of perfection, but this is reality. It is okay to be imperfect. It is okay not to be perfect. It's okay to not have it all figured out. You can overcome perfectionism with this mindset that done is better than perfect. It's one important thing, progress over perfection. And over the course of time, I've learned to allow myself to be human, because perfectionism comes with ego, comes with pride, the fact that we should always do it better. And if it's not better, then this is not me. You want to be a superhuman. I want to tell you that normal humans make mistakes. Normal humans are imperfect. So don't try to be a superhero. Perfectionism is great, I understand. But don't try to be a superhero every time. It is not healthy for you. So healthy perfectionism is balancing your perfectionist expectations with the reality of what is obtainable in your nature as a human. Allow yourself to make mistakes. Have the growth mindset to learn from the former thing. And perfection comes with consistency in doing something. Allow yourself to grow. You don't have to read 100 books before you start working on your idea. You don't have to take 100 courses before you work on your idea. Most times, one course is enough. I think the thing that we are forgetting is that we are humans. Perfectionism kind of makes you feel like, okay, I can't be perfect at this, so I shouldn't do it. Allow yourself to grow. Tell yourself, I might not know it now, but I will know it later. I might not get it now, but I will get it later. For me, I have never been comfortable in front of the camera. I don't like the camera. Me talking to you, it is new. And when I started, I told myself, you don't need to be perfect, goodness. I'm still not perfect, obviously. Everything is still not perfect. But I am allowing myself to be imperfect. The case of imposter syndrome. We feel, why should it be us? It can never be us. Come on, look at me. What can it be me? There are so many other people that it should have been. I am not deserving of this. I am not worthy of this. To be honest, I think I can tell you so many things about how you deserve something. I can tell you so many things about how worthy you are. But it will not work until you actually believe them yourself. It will not work until you internalize them. You know that, yes. So for someone that deals with imposter syndrome, I deal with imposter syndrome too. I use affirmations every day to remind myself of how good I am or how deserving of something I am. I write it down and I pasted it beside my bedstand. And every day when I wake up, if I'm leaving my house, I will dress up. Before I leave my house, I read through it like 3 times, 2 times, if I have time, 3 times before I leave my house. And the days I'm not leaving my house, I make sure that I read it in the morning and then I read it later in the night before I sleep. And that thing has started helping me come to terms with the fact that I am worthy of things. I am worthy of these things. And it should be me. If it's supposed to be me, then it should be me. Affirm it to yourself every day. I am enough. I am good enough. I can do this. I've got this. I'm a child of God. I am worthy of building wealth and I can build wealth. I am worthy of receiving whatever it is that you are expecting from God or from nature or from the universe or from people. Remind yourself every day. Affirm it to yourself. I am good enough. I am enough. I can do this. In as much as it is good to surround yourself with the right people, affirmations, you need to affirm it to yourself. Whatever it is that in fact, if you love anything that they tell you so much, then it should be among the things that you should write out and then paste it somewhere that you say daily and read it to yourself daily. You are worthy of this. you are good enough. It gives you the boost. It gives you the confidence. It gives you the affirmation that you need to go out into the world. The last thing we need to overcome in the basic causes of self-doubt and self-sabotage is low self-esteem. Now, this is something that many of us has, especially if you're someone that compares yourself consistently with people. You feel like maybe you've not achieved anything in life ever. So there is always this whole lack of confidence in yourself. One of the ways to deal with lack of confidence is to actually do it. Action helps. Use actions. Stay true to your words. Be kind to yourself. The right circle would always have an effect on your self-esteem. Believe me. I know it's good. Do not care about what people say about you, this, that. But if you realize that some of us that grew up in homes that are toxic to our mental health have to deal with this issue of self-esteem more than people that grew up in a loving environment. People that have been in healthy relationships, either with their partners or friendships, tend to have more confidence and self-esteem than people that have dealt with an abusive partner that messed with their mental health. And what am I saying? Your community is very, very important. If there is anyone that is sucking on your energy, if there is anyone that is messing with your mental health, keep them at an arm's length. It is okay to still be friends with them, but make sure that they are no longer affecting you with their negative energy, because most times people project what they are onto you, and it's not even who you are, but because their opinion matters to us as the friends they are to us, we take them. Another way to build your self-esteem is to listen to motivational speeches. I know people will always be like, all these motivational speakers and all that, but the truth is, we all need some bit of motivation now and then. Because sometimes we need a reminder. Kai, life messes with us. Life messes with us. It messes with our mental health. It messes with everything that we've ever believed in. And most times we need to remind ourselves, take action. Most times we don't take action. Most times we just believe in, I cannot do this, I just should not do it. But action builds your self-confidence. You need to see the first time I was on camera. You need to see the way I looked. I looked very funny. I wasn't this outspoken. I was, that is just the thing. But the more I'm in front of the camera, the more I became consistent in being in front of the camera, the better I am building. I am at it, and it has built my confidence. And not only this, it has also built my confidence in the fact that whatever I do, I can do it. I just need to start doing it consistently. So you build your confidence and self-esteem by taking action. Then also stay true to your words. If you promise yourself anything, make sure you could do it. If you're someone that keeps procrastinating, believe me, it will mess with your mental health. It will mess with your self-esteem, because you tell yourself, even this one thing that I'm supposed to do, I couldn't even do it right. If you're someone that tell yourself this thing and then you do the other thing, your brain records these things. You have an inner child that you are disappointing. Ourselves is not just this outside person that we are. You have an inner child that you keep disappointing every time that you are not staying true to your words, whether the words you tell people or the things you tell to yourself. So know that you should be kind to yourself, be compassionate to yourself. Don't put so much pressure to yourself, and stay true to whatever it is that you promise yourself. Finally, this is not the least on the list at all. In fact, it is the number one thing. But the reason it's coming last is so that you know that this is what encompasses every other thing that we have to. Know who you are in God, and that is walk with God. Now, walking with God does not always mean that you will not have these issues. You know, there is this mistake that we make, the mistake of thinking that walking with God means we don't struggle with anything again. We don't struggle with sin. We don't struggle with, what humans struggle with. You're still human. No? Hello, we are still humans. So we still struggle with some of those things. But walking with God gives you hope. It gives you peace. Because sometimes, even when you get to that point of broken, like you are broken, you are drained, you're tired, The best thing you can do in that moment is, you cry, Father, I am here. I don't know what is happening, but I am here with you. I can only trust you. Life may not be as it seems, but I am trusting you. And prayers bring peace. When Paul told us, and in all things, give thanks with prayers and supplications, register the things that you need to God. And then He will fill you with the peace that passes all understanding. So you will experience these things even as a Christian, because sometimes you forget who you are sometimes. So, but the best thing is walk with God, because even when you're about to forget who you are in Him, He sends words to you. He helps you in that situation. Is either He makes you stumble across a worship session, or He makes you stumble across a message, or He just influences the universe to give you a message of hope. You will simply find it. Walk with God. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.